Welcome to Hipsterless Hangout. Actually, this would be our introduction to you audience members to introduce ourselves and tell you a little bit about who we are and why we're oh so qualified to be reviewing the videos and or other content. My name is Lola. I myself am Lola, not my real name. And we'll go back to me, but do you want to introduce yourself next?
I was sort of hoping you would say, and with me as always is, so,
Oh,
yeah,
with me as always. How does it go?
and with me as always is Garth.
Right. We'll review that at some point, those two movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Theo. This is Hipsterless Hangouts. We didn't record like a real intro, so we're kind of coming back and recording an intro. But this is going to be our movie and other media review channel. And we kind of wanted to talk about like why we're interested, what makes us qualified, and or what makes us want to do this. And it was your idea. You suggested the channel initially, so why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I've wanted to do a YouTube channel for a long time. I think this obviously is a mutual interest that we have. I lived the entirety of my adult life in Los Angeles from age 18 until late 2019. Literally, actually, it was technically, I relinquished my lease on February 1st, 2020. So it was the entirety of my adult life until I relocated here to Mexico. So I've always been interested in media. I've been told for a long time that I should pursue voiceovers, and I think I still will. But a this is the visual component, which I'm excited to do, but also a conversive, more social aspect of just reviewing content that we're passionate about and movies that have, in my opinion, stood the test of time and been my favorites, or at least movies that have been very well respected as I've grown older and become a little wiser and more evaluative. And you yourself have more of a technical background in films. I know that has been a mutual interest of yours as well. And so it just seemed appropriate to create a channel.
It did, yeah. And my own background, I mean, it's technical and it's also, I guess, just the love of it. But yeah, I worked at a movie theater back when films were on 35 millimeter, and I could still run a projector, no problem, if someone asked me to. But yeah, I've ran a blog for about 10 years. If you're interested, I'm going to put the link in the show description, but it's kind of based upon Grindhouse movies. It's grindhousereview.blogspot.com. And I took film appreciation in high school. I was already interested in film, but that got me interested in things like Akira Kurosawa and, just film noir and all that kind of wonderful stuff. I love film. I love artistic films. And that's, my qualification, as it were, or whatever. Um, but yeah, this is going to be our review channel. What else should we say about it?
It is really interesting too, because the way that we grew up, our viewing, watching content was, we did not have television, by the way, until our parents, get this, remarried each other after an initial divorce, and we finally had access to television. But we grew up for a large chunk of our childhood isolated, and without television, we could watch movies, and that was one form of, for me, escapism, at least, even though the content was heavily monitored. And acting, that kind of connection to a bigger, more glamorous life, as many little girls fantasize about. I sound like such a cliche, but that's what's up. And then it, as my taste evolved and became darker and more obscure, the interest and the love and the appreciation for film being a distraction, but also as an actor, also as somebody on film, those two merged and blended together, and here we are.
Yeah. So our first movie is going to be The Whale, Darren Aronofsky's The Whale, and that video is available now. I'm going to link to it below in the show description. And you can go ahead and view anything that we are going to post. It's going to be on our channel, Hipsterless Hangouts. And just watch along, comment. We're going to get an email. You're free to email us. And yeah, we appreciate anyone watching. I don't know.